Hey, what's up, people? How's it going there? All right, Saturday morning. I just came back from running, and I want to do an episode here about the videos that I've been dropping with clips of movies in them, with RD tags in the background. They'll be like on the wall or something like that. You'll have a RD tag in the movies, or and even in rap videos, they come off. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback from that on my Instagram. People have been sending me even clips of movies that I wasn't even aware of that have RD tags in them. So it's been very successful to me. I know, I understand those videos don't get the most likes, the most views or comments and stuff like that. I get it. You guys rather listen to me talk shit, but I do enjoy that. Uh, One of the main things people ask me or say are, damn, RD, I never even heard of you, man. How is that even possible? Like you're gotten footage, like videos, movies from the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, and like, wow, like they're blown away. And they're like, how the hell? We never heard about you. And I mean, they're not really from New York, obviously. Are Most of them are out of the country and they are blown away. And it's a simple thing. I really was up like that. And as far as it goes with you people never hearing of me, I guess you didn't buy the book, The Art of Getting Over in the New Millennium, which was the book Espo put out. I guess you guys didn't get that. Other than that, yeah, I really kept in the shadows. I just honestly wrote that much graffiti for that long a period of fucking time. I know it's retarded shit, but it's really what I fucking did. It's all I did. Like seriously, went to work, wrote graffiti, had girlfriends, and I mean that's pretty much my life fucking story. And really, I was out there like that illegally the long, yeah, fucking decades, man, decades. I, I got footage of, well, photographs of whole cars I've done, during the train era when the trains were booming. And even looking at those pictures, you could tell by the other graffiti writers that are up that it's not the end of the 80s, those photographs, that those actually be like mid 80s, some of the stuff that I've done. So yeah, I really was just out there like that. It's bonkers. Like since I was 13 years old, almost 14 years old, I became RD. That's when I actually switched my tag to RD. I've been writing it straight on through. I mean, even when I got married, 4 years, I was living up in the Bronx. I would still do huge blockbusters on like the Metro North tracks up near the Botanical Gardens and stuff like that. And Fordham Road and Marion Avenue, I did a big blockbuster there because I lived on Marion Avenue, a few blocks from Fordham Road. So, yeah, I was actually on 198th Street in Marion Avenue. I lived there for about 4 or 5 years. And I really did just write that much graffiti to the point where they could just decide to video a movie and it just happens to be an RD tag there. As crazy as it is. Yeah, I mean, you hear all this shit about this one and that one and all these great graffiti writers and all this and that, but they really didn't do shit, man. Truthfully, they really didn't do shit. It's just that they were plugged in to the public side of it, like publishing and stuff. And the way that comes about is you get graffiti writers that used to write graffiti and quit, and they say, "Wow, I could make a book or I could make a video or I could make a magazine about this topic. I know a lot of graffiti writers, this, that." And they get in touch with their friends and their friends send them photographs and they make these books and movies. And they're all together as a group and they publish their friends and their stuff. That's what you're exposed to in the world. Now, as far as it goes with the underworld of graffiti, people like me, we were out there writing graffiti illegally, still straight on through. And it's not like we could run around and say, hey, look, I did that. Not until my arrest, when I got arrested in 2017. After what was a 6 month investigation into me or some shit like that. Yeah, after that, then I could come out and crow about this shit. I could sit here and say, yeah, I did that. That was me. And I mean, it's not like it's not hating on my part. I just really wasn't. down with people like that. I didn't affiliate. Those people that made books and magazines and videos and stuff, they were all pretty much my enemy. Like they would cross me out, I'd cross them out. We had beef with each other. And it's not like I was excluded from it, although them mentioning me would probably take some light off them. But I'm guilty of the same thing, am I not? Think about it. I'm just as guilty. I have my little YouTube thing here. I come on. What do I talk about? I talk about me and my friends. Why? It's all I know. I really like me and my friends. We really did just hang out in this little enclave section, off the East River there, and we didn't really socialize with other graffiti writers. We stuck to ourselves. Didn't really give a fuck about other graffiti writers unless they started tossing us out. Now, there's stuff that I would see that I'd be like, wow, that's cool, man. And I remember it. There's people that would go off like crazy. I'd be like, oh shit, that motherfucker's putting it in. I'd remember it, but it's not like we really socialized with anyone. So yeah, we were excluded really from the whole group of the graffiti writing community, pretty much, unless we bumped into people in the subway tunnels when we're writing graffiti on trains, or we bump into them in a layup or a yard or some shit like that. We say hi to them and we become friends with them or something. That's a different story. But other than that, yeah, we didn't really go to no benches and stuff like that, hang out with people. The bench thing pretty much throughout my career, the early years it was there, but I was a child. I had no reason to go sitting there hanging out with people. Be kind of weird. So I never did that. It was just never my thing. I never had an interest in going to any benches or really meeting up with other writers or anything like that. It, I had beef with most of them, or all of them, all five boroughs across the out, including Manhattan. Yeah, fuck yeah. Look around, think about that shit. I never thought I would have to tell someone that. Really, I never thought that I would have to tell someone that like I literally had beef with all the five boroughs. Like on the streets, I had beef with every fucking body. And I honestly never thought that I would have to come on here and say that. Like I thought that would be the most understood thing in people's minds about me. That like I was like the warlord out there on that shit. I really thought that people would know that, but I guess so much time has passed and so many people are ashamed of the way I treated them, and they feel as if their manhood was taken from them by me picking on them or me being a bully. But in all reality, those people started with me first. They really did. They started with me first. And shortly after, they realized, damn, I shouldn't have fucked with that dude. Because I really was just a dude out there doing my thing. Like, I wasn't plugged into any great people or anything like that. I was just out there doing my fucking thing. And I really am that dude. Like it was like, for real. People are like, holy shit, like how is it we could never hear you? This and that. And that's the exact reason why I come down on people when they tell me about some writer that came out for a couple of years or something like that, and did this and did that. Oh, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. That motherfucker ain't doing shit. Because it's me. I was out there like that. As crazy as it fucking sounds, it's like retarded, but it's the truth. Like, yes, after my marriage, even when I was married and stuff like that, when I was married for 4 years, I still did big, huge blockbusters on the Metro North tracks and on Fordham Road. I don't know if I just said this because I've done this video a few times, hitting the button here. So I don't know if I'm being repetitive here, but yeah, throughout, like, since I was 13 years old, when I became RD, I've been writing fucking graffiti. I'm 55 now. They didn't catch me until like 2017. I was caught 3 times in my life writing graffiti. The first time, it was in the newspaper when they caught me. The first time it was like 82, 83. I was a child. And the second time was 1987. No, there's 3 times back. So it's the fourth time I got caught. Yeah. So the last time I got caught was 1987 on the 6th train, and I was with Nash OA, BBK 357, Richie. I was with Ripe. Ripe got away. I think Sayer was there. Saer. Yeah. I don't know. There's a couple other people with us. Yeah, on the sixes. I knew, it's not good. I barely get away. At that point in life, I was barely escaping the six train. When they raided that place, I'd barely get out of that shit myself, by myself. Just little old me hiding behind something would be very difficult. So I kind of knew if the shit popped off, we were fucked. But yeah, so that 87. And also when Lace was doing a whole car on the sixes, like, Parchester, Zariga. One of them stops on the outdoor layups up there, Middletown Road or something like that on the sixes. And he actually brought a garbage can up from the street and he did a whole car between stations on the outdoor tracks. He sat there and did a whole car. I was like, dude, man, like when he started talking about getting a garbage can, I said, for that matter, you might as well just do it right here in the fucking station. If someone comes up the stairs, me and John will let you know. You could hide behind the train there, wait till the train comes and goes, and then you could come out and start doing your shit again. Me and John, JJ, we'll just act like we're sleeping. We'll act like homeless people sleeping on a bench. And then when the train leaves, you come back out and you finish your shit. But he insisted on getting some garbage can from the street. So he got a garbage can from the street, brought it up past the token booth clerk and everything, dragged the shit out onto the fucking train tracks, started doing the whole car. And he actually pulled it off, like he was like finishing up his shine lines and shit like that. And yo, the train came in. They actually had their headlights off coming around the bend, coming up. So it's the bend. Fuck, I can't remember the exact stations he was between. There's about five or six of them up there. It's all six trains parked, all on the middle track, all the way up like out back. I forget which one he was, maybe right after the cemetery or something like that. But he couldn't hide the garbage can when the train was coming. It's outdoor track, so you got street lights and people's houses with lights and shit. It's like 2, 3 in the morning. So he had that big old garbage can up there. I guess the train went by and they probably saw that garbage can and called the police. Like it's not supposed to be on the tracks, especially it's like next to the third rails too. It's in between the two third rails where he put the thing. So like that looks like it could be hazardous. So they probably called the police or something like that, or maybe they noticed that there's like some big huge chunk of graffiti there that's like looks new. The windows are painted and everything. So whatever they called the police, man, they called them hard, man. Andrew Lace, he actually got away. Me and JJ, like I did it under the windows blockbuster. I remember it like it was yesterday. True Blue and Silver. I was finished with it. JJ, he did like 4 or 5 little bubble letters on it. It's like blockbustery type things under the windows. They run around. And me and John were finished. And he had a stolen car, JJ. He had stolen from actually my building where I lived on 62nd Street, 344 East 62nd Street. That's where I used to live. That's where I grew up. And right across the street from me was the Vagabando, very Italian restaurant. It's been around forever. They have a bocce court in the background. Sometimes you'd see the Chin, Vincent the Chin Gigante. Hey, you see all them fucking dudes. The horse, Matty the horse would be coming in and out of there. Yeah, a bunch of different mafia people would be going in and out of that place. So anyway, we were going to go right and up to sixes. We had all this shit planned. And I come out my building in the winter and John's like, yo, come on, let's go. And he opens up the door to a Cadillac and we hop in it. And he's like, yeah, I got this, that. He lied to me. He told me he got it somewhere else, but he actually was stealing it right then and there when I'm with him. So he must have started fucking around when I was still up in my apartment and he was waiting downstairs. And he stole the thing. He had the keys to the fucking thing. So I must have snooped around and found a set of keys, probably opened the door, it was open or something. But anyway, it belonged to the people from the Vagabondo. They didn't press charges on us, but we were up there hanging out, waiting for Lace, and he was taking forever. Because when he does like a whole car, he's going to be there 6, 7 hours, man. Like he goes in on it. So we're like waiting around forever. We go down to the car to stay warm. It's freezing out. Listen to radio or something like that. We go back up the stairs. There's cops everywhere. So we're like, holy shit. We just turn around like we're getting ready to go back through the turnstile. See Lace, and it's like cops all over up there and everywhere. We're like, what the fuck? So we go back down the stairs. And we're sitting on the Cadillac. and we're looking up at the elevated train tracks where Lace's lace piece was. We were actually down there waiting, looking through the windshield of the car, and we can actually see Lace painting his fucking piece on the train. So we're like, fuck it. We get back over to the car, and as we're walking over the car, a little Pinto pulls up, like a little hatchback pulls up. And these two guys jump out. One's got an army coat, the other one's got one of these things on, a blue one, big, thick, white guys. So I'm like, fuck, that's cops. I was like, I don't know about the car they're in, but those are police. And bigger and shit. Yeah, they grabbed us. And we're like, what the fuck? What are we doing? This and that. John, he was closing the door in the car. And so we got connected with the car and everything. We went to the Bronx House of Detention, through the system in the Bronx. We went to see a judge. I was 16 years old. John was like 13. Yeah, when we got caught. And the Vagabondo, they didn't press charges about the Cadillac. They were pretty pissed off. I was doing coat check for them for a while. Like whenever people would come into the restaurant, like I had to work for free for a little while. I would do coat check for a couple. And even then, I just kind of stopped going. Uh, but yeah, so that was the time I got caught in the sixes. And then after that, 87. So you figure that was when I was like 16. And then in 1987, I got caught that would be 17, 18 years old. Yeah. And then I never got caught again. I have not gotten caught for like 30 something years until 2017. And then they caught me. Okay. Right. And I just really was writing graffiti throughout all those fucking decades. So that's why it'll come off in a lot of these movies. Now, one guy, he sent me on Instagram. I don't know if I should be blowing him up like this, but he sent it to me, so the hell it is. It's how it is. It's I roll underscore all the underscore weed. Just this morning, he sent me this, the nanny, the TV show, The Nanny. I don't know. I never watched the show. I never knew I had tags in it, but there's an episode with an RD tag in it. And that footage that they have is the exact same footage that also came off in that show Seinfeld with Jerry Seinfeld. And it's also the same exact footage, the same exact cars going by, the same exact camera angle and everything as when that movie Hardball came out. Now, I don't know how that works. I'm going to do an episode on that because me and Sammy, D3, were literally talking about this 2 days ago. He was talking about Hardball with, remember that movie? Because it's got me, JJ, and him in it. And my tag's actually cut off in Hardball. You can start to see a little bit of my R. It's with Keanu Reeves. He's got some baseball team or some shit like that. But yeah, I don't know how that works. I think it's like stock footage that's in Hollywood in some kind of library or something. So whenever they need like a New York City hospital scene, they take that. Like they probably say, "Yeah, we're filming a movie. We need a little footage of a New York City hospital scene." So they always take that little piece of footage and they throw it in movies and videos and shit like that, TV shows. So that exact same piece of footage popped up in Seinfeld, The Nanny, uh, Hardball. I saw it somewhere else, man. Maybe it was on Seinfeld a few times. Anyway, it's the Metropolitan Hospital. That's where that is. It's right outside the Metropolitan Hospital. And that tag's old. That's when JJ was alive. That's going back to the late 80s. And that footage, yeah, it just keeps circulating and circulating and circulating throughout decades. Whenever it pops up, it's like if it's a hospital scene they need from New York, they always go to that. I think it was also in Bringing Out the Dead. No, that was a different RD because it's a different hospital. It was on the west side. But yeah, yeah, weird shit. What else did I want to say? Okay, now you guys are asking me to travel the world and write graffiti with this. A lot of you are asking me to go outside of America and write graffiti. Some of you guys are in America asking me. I don't know. I'm sorry. That doesn't do it for me, man. Like, I'll go and hang out or something like that. But, like, I don't know. And even to, like, do, like, write on a train in another country or something. It's meaningless to me. It's not graffiti like what I grew up and was doing. Like, I mean, street kids that wrote graffiti and shit, criminals, it's just, it's not appealing to me. It was all about New York for me, Manhattan, Bronx, shit like that, my stomping grounds, so to say. I just, to me, honestly, writing graffiti in another country or another state, it's like the equivalent of me writing in a black book, like this black book right here. Clearly, it's to me, in my mind, it's no different than writing in a black book. It means nothing to me. It's outside of my box, so to say. I don't care about it. It's on the other side of the fence. I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful in any way. I'll definitely go and hang out. I still got to get my passport. I got ID and shit like that. I'm allowed to travel. I mean, I work for the city of New York. I'm going to retire soon, like literally within the next 14 months or something. So, I'll definitely be doing some traveling, but I don't know about right. I mean, I'll hang out. Hey, hee, ha, ha. We go around or something like that. Showing me around or something. I'll catch a tag here and there, but I mean, I'm not really interested. I mean, I'm in my 50s. I'll be in my late 50s by then. So I don't know. I don't see anything interesting in it. You know what might be interesting? Like getting a freight in another country would be cool. Doing a whole car on a freight in another country because I could always assimilate that freight to just a freight. You get me? Because the freight trains travel all over the place. So would just assimilate to a freight. I'm sure a freight can leave America somehow and wind up in Canada or some shit like that. Or wind up in fucking South America or something. I believe it's possible. I haven't really studied the whole freight thing, the whole map of how it works or anything like that, as much as I have the subway system or the streets of New York City. But maybe something like that I'd be interested in, far and few. But other than that, like just to hang out and see how the world turns, I'd be with that. And thank you all for your requests. Um, it's very nice of you. It touches me to think that, me just running around the streets of New York my whole life writing graffiti would amount to people wanting to hang out with me in other countries. I mean, considering I actually started out as a child that was kind of like an odd person, like I had a weird sense of humor. People really didn't vibe with me much in my younger years. Yeah, I was weird. I was a strange kid, man. Kind of sadistic, I guess would be the terms. Um, yeah. All right. Now, here's another note I'd like to talk about. I want to start doing like a meet and greet, like maybe a park or something like that, not far from where I'm at now, or something. Maybe like the Central Park or the tramway or something like that. Hang out. A little black book and I could draw in my black book and have other people come up with black books and stuff and write. And what is that? Like a black book session, right? Wouldn't that be what it would be? A black book session. And I've done those. The first time I ever went to one of these black sessions was with this guy, FN, GTF. Guys from New York know who I'm talking about. Motherfucker was up like crazy with those fill-ins, the floaters, floater assassin, shark fins. FN, GTF got the fever. He invited me once to this little coffee shop. I don't want to go blowing up the address or nothing. Maybe they're still doing it. Maybe they're not. But yeah, we go in there with our little black books and going back 20 something years by now. Probably, yeah, about 20 years, give or take a year. Yeah, this was about 20 years ago. We go with our black books. I'll draw on other people's black books and they'll draw in my black book. And it was fun. I really enjoyed myself. And yeah, he had about four, five, six people with him. I was with Sammy, D3, and we meet up and do these little black book signings and stuff. I had fun doing that. Also, Sev, TDT, he has invited me to do a black book thing like that on Union Square, 14th Street, Union Square Park. And that was not last summer, but the summer before. And that one had a lot of people there. There were like 30, 40 people jumping around there. Yeah, yeah, a lot of people that showed up at that one. I had a real good time. It was fun, smoking weed and shit, hanging out, talking, and it's a whole big mix from the younger generation to the middle generation to the somewhat older generation, and it was fun. I mean, yeah, Sev's been around, man. He's been around long as me. Sev TDT, he used to hit the trains. Um, I want to do that. I think that'll be cool. Maybe I'll pick like a Sunday, like one Sunday, when the weather gets nice during the summer or something, like every Sunday, not far from my house in case I get lazy or something. Yeah, it's just a matter of hopping over there, sit there or something. If I don't want to make it too far away and make some kind of obligation, I'll be there every Sunday, like on the other end of fucking New York or something, because that ain't gonna happen. But yeah, I believe I could probably figure out something like that, probably by July, or at least maybe do one in July and one in August. And have everyone wants to meet up, get my tag in their book or something like that. We can meet up and do that. I think that'll be real cool. Real nice to, meet people. You also got a lot of people on here talk shit. They troll me. This is a way for them to actually come in front of me with this bullshit too. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's perfect. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Um, of course, FN is invited. The Sev TDT is invited. I mean, they kind of got me into it. I thank them. It's not my idea. It's just something that I really enjoy doing. You know, I mean, I've been to like gallery shows where people are running, passing around books and stuff like that, also, which is fun. But yeah, I want to do that. That'd be cool. Yeah. What else is there? Uh, 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 All right, people. I can't think of nothing else. I'll watch this, and if I can think of something else to throw in there, I will. But for now, it's goodbye. Peace. Yo, one more funny thing. Lace. What I'm talking about with John, how me and JJ got caught by the police with the Cadillac, and the cops came up with us in a Pinto. Lace, he saw that shit coming from way, like, he knew the shit was popping off. So he actually was hidden and he got away, completely got away. While me and JJ went through the system in the Bronx and everything. And Lace just climbed up and he laid down on top of the subway car. He actually watched. Later on, we met up and he told me he actually watched us getting arrested and getting ducked in the car. And he's like, once that, and they figured they had us, they figured they got the graffiti writers that were doing this shit. They were looking at our hands and shit like that. And in the car actually had spray paint in it. So it was like they literally just gave up their search once they had me and JJ, and Lace just went home. Take care, people.